Are they taking it somewhere? Are they taking their individual?
Yes, they're taking whatever they grind with their hands and then heading off into the direction of the ziggurat.
And they're just humans, or?
They're shambling masses, much like the ones, as you get closer, the smell becomes much more apparent. They reek of what the ones in the ziggurat reeked of, but since you're in the open air, the rot smell is not nearly as pungent.
What kind of distance is between them?
Single file line.
Once they go back into the jungle, is there a chance to basically take one of them out in the line? And
it is a pretty, very popular movie release type line as people line up to get inside. Yeah, there's a lot of these.
Okay. And what kind of, can I sense the type of magic of this crystal as well?
I mean, you can sense that it's magic, but unless you specifically have time, you wouldn't be able to do anything specific or sense anything specific. This thing is wholly 100% time. As if you could crystallize time itself.
Okay. Crystallized time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try something. I'm going to have to go on Spell Helper. Got this one out.
Alright. Well, that allows me to say what I was going to say while you figure this spell out. Since there was not really any delays in your guys' travels, Kalmir, roughly, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes behind you guys, technically? Too much.
Was it? Didn't Igor try another spell after they left?
He didn't do it.
It was an instant cast.
Oh, okay. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was an instant cast, so you're not too far behind them.
Okay.
So I would say roughly about this time, since you have a, dog leading you, it is about at this time that you come to the clearing. However, all you see is this crystal and the rows of bodies. Grabbing this crystal, breaking off bits of it, and then moving back into the jungle. Roll me a perception check.
Yes. Two successes.
You do notice it's only odd because of how this bird is just kind of flitting about the area. It doesn't seem natural, but outside of that, that's the only odd thing you're seeing. Well, outside of the very obvious crystal and rotting corpses.
Okay. I've never seen a bird like that. Strange. But that crystal, what does Mage Sight tell me about it?
Okay, you're gonna have to remind me of your Mage Sight.
Forces Prime Space.
Oh, well, other than Prime, this being a very immensely powerful artifact, and that each time they grab it and break off a piece of it, a little piece of it goes and the power wanes ever so slightly.
Okay, but no clue as to the nature of what the spell is, or...
It's not necessarily a spell, but...
Okay.
Yeah. It is magic, so it's something Prime would pick up, but it's not a spell by any...
Okay. And their trail stops here?
You do sense other magic in the area.
Ooh.
You do notice forces. specifically two weavings of force magic that seem to be moving forward towards the line, so to speak.
Okay. I see.
That one you can tell is a spell, and you can tell it is invisibility.
I'm fairly familiar with
Forces.
that. Yeah. It's not a very powerful spell, but it's effective. That's not bad. You're eyeing a master of forces.
Whatever. I don't care. I tried it and I succeeded.
Yes, good job. You're an apprentice.
Yo, about to cast some life up in here on plagues.
Okay.
Don't make me be contagion too, alright?
So Kalmir can probably look at the situation, probably could gauge what's happening somewhat to a degree.
Yes.
So Kalmir's also gonna do invisibility along with levitation, which is a rank 4.
Are you legitimately combining the two spells?
Yes. I think, yeah, there it is. Rank 4.
How's your spell, Gil?
Oh, not good.
Ready to roll it?
Do I get a bonus on location for the spell? Place and time symbolically linked to the spell. I want to go with basically a mass hallucination in this area.
Probably not.
Spending extra reach so they believe that whatever they believe they are, they're taking away pieces of this when in fact they're not.
If you want. What is that withstood by?
Withstand. Composure.
Composure. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't give you any dice. I really can't give you any sort of bonus on that, unfortunately.
That's fine. I've got a. I'm gonna take my time with this one and use high speech and concentrate. Oh no, I don't have high speech. Never mind. I will use concentration. And I've got. So chance die on paradox.
Chance die on paradox. Okay. Did you have to spend mana for that?
No, that's dedicated magical tool, dropping it from 2 to 0.
Okay. Oh, wait, let me actually roll a chance die the way it's supposed to be rolled.
And I'm spending willpower.
No paradox.
And I'm spending willpower on this one as well with 2.
All right. Their behavior changes somewhat. They start reaching for the path. Their path doesn't seem to change any. They're still walking the same thing, but it seems like they're mistaking the distance more so than anything else. So they're reaching into the air, grabbing nothing, grinding it with their hands for a second, and then walking off as if they had gotten a chunk. Also, since Prime is still up,
Ooh, a spell is cast.
Yes, Kalmir would see that the spell has been cast.
Is that a space spell as well?
No, it's mind only. It's basically a hallucination in that area.
Okay.
It's saying that the that huge crystal isn't where it previously was. But I had to spend an extra reach so that they could believe that they are now touching it. Otherwise, because it affects everything apart from touch.
Gotcha. Okay.
How big is the stone?
It's about the size of a cassowary. So, the size of a very large ostrich-like creature.
So the size of a big bird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Much larger than the one that you had. The one that you had was a sliver.
Basically what they took. Like,
Yep.
do we just want a piece or do we want the whole thing? I mean, stupid question. Of course we want the whole thing, but
Would it be right to take it out of its place? Will it disrupt anything else? There's a cause and effect to everything.
like Indiana Jones?
Who is that? Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I have a background filling up with sand at the moment. You're guessing weight.
Yes, there's a cause and effect to everything. Us having powers and what happens after we do something obviously has an effect. We saw that with our companion.
I always have to point this out. All we're hearing is chirp, 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 chirp,
Oh,
chirp,
come
chirp.
on!
Chirp, chirp. It's not even chirp chirp. It's beep beep beep.
No one can hear me.
You're a bird. Every time.
Oh yeah, and there's for my spell 4 successes.
All right. You now are invisible and flying.
Stupid. This is completely stupid. I can't talk human. Like, this is stupid.
Do you have any, like,
I
mind
can-
abilities?
I can bring things to life, but I can't talk as a bird.
So here's a thought. She's
Hold on.
She's got life magic. She could give herself human vocal cords.
She could, yeah. That is definitely within her power, but she has not done so yet. That is definitely within her power to do so. However, she's just chirping like a bird right now.
Oh.
We hear this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you see a hummingbird floating around, flying around, just going beep, 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 beep. Pretty much. There you go. Yeah.
I think this might actually be
Doing it again.
improvised.
First as a jaguar, now this.
Can I link minds? I don't know if that's.
Wait, you got comprehend all languages or something like that going 24/7, so you should still understand me.
Birds
a language,
don't
not
speak
a,
language.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah,
language.
no.
It's just
I'm trying to communicate. It's a way of communication using my voice, not a language.
Speak with
No.
animals is a life spell as well.
Yeah, speak with animals. It's a completely different spell, so no.
I hate all of you right now. I hate you all.
It would definitely be...
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not
Here we go. I'll do telepathy.
Ugh.
Yeah, if animals had a language, I'm sure learning how to speak dog would have been the #1 animal language we would have all picked up.
A good boy. I'm a good boy.
Pooter would be bilingual, finally.
Yeah.
Give us that roll for telepathy, Gil.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. That is...
One success. There we go. Spending the extra reach on an instant cast and making it 2-way. So Zira can hear Gilgamesh's thoughts as well, but I can also translate back.
But yeah,
What
we'll
you thinking?
take it.
What you thinking about?
Taking things have a cause and effect. Will we be doing no better than them ripping this thing out of the ground?
Oh, it's not in the ground, it's floating.
Well,
Yeah.
floating. Taking it from the environment. Cause and effect.
I'm going to look around for where last point I saw Catalina and try and rejoin.
What are you doing, Kalmir, since you're flying and...
Yeah, I was gonna float over to where my mage sight would perceive invisibility spells. I would like to see what they're doing, what their plan is, but I don't know if they're silent or not.
I wish we had a plan.
Gil, you said you were relaying Zira's thoughts, correct?
Yeah, once I've located Catalina's footprints where they end, basically made my way back towards that point, and then When I get that, start saying, and this is much more your understanding than it is mine.
That was something you would hear, Kalmir.
Okay, so I would hear they're trying to decide whether to take some pieces of the stone.
No, the whole thing.
Yeah, you would hear the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to take, but is moving it going to cause some kind of knock-on effect? Are we going to end up running through the jungle, being chased by a giant rolling boulder, and?
I do have a spell that says those objects will be drawn towards you, so I was thinking about doing that. Just have a giant rock follow me.
However, let's put a pin in you guys for a quick moment and rejoin with Igor for a second.
Yes.
So, we're gonna also time skip a little bit with Igor because this thing takes a while to materialize fully. But by the end of the night, you have your 40-foot long creature.
Probably more than 40, but I don't know. Is it?
Did you say 40 or 400?
Size 40.
40, but
Size 40.
size in Chronicles is kind of
It's wishy-washy. Okay, yeah, you make it whatever you want.
per the book. Size 40 is large house. Now, what large house entails, I don't know.
I think 40 feet's a decent
All right.
sized reptile then for that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Well, step 2 of the plan continues. It's in twilight right now.
Yes.
It cannot fight, so now I must materialize it. So, yet another spell. Essentially the Revenant spell, creating manifestation conditions. So it's a question of how many conditions do I need to manifest. Could I argue that it's already sort of resonant? Or
Well,
like trying to create it off my own shadow name or something? I don't know.
definitely the area, especially with the amount of death magic you just pumped into the area is definitely classified as open.
Oh, it's open then. Okay, I only need one to jump to materialized.
Yes, with the amount of death magic you just dumped into this area.
Then, yeah, I'm gonna try to Revenant, cast that spell. Force it to materialize for a year. This will take a while again, however.
Another 3 hours?
Yeah, because I don't want to fail. Oh god, I hit the wrong button.
Oh no. How mages die?
Pressing the wrong button.
But
Successes is enough. Another 3 hours goes by, though.
yes.
You're tired.
So
That's kind of what I'm getting at here.
yeah, now's the time to sleep. Does sleeping in twilight rest me?
Sleeping in a jungle is not very restful. Period. Whether it's Twilight Jungle or Jungle.
Very well.
And realistically, you might be safer in the physical world since that's where your creature is now.
Well, yeah, but fair enough, actually. Yeah, so I don't want to go back to camp because they're gonna shank me if they come back and see what I have. Maybe not immediately. How tired am I?
You got up before, roughly, I think you said before sunrise, and now we're probably pushing sunset at the very earliest, if not a bit later.
Okay.
So you're probably pushing like 16 hours.
Yeah, that's a little long for just pushing through. And I don't think I can do any matter shenanigans here to make like a bed for myself.
You have a dragon.
Yeah.
Sleep on the dragon.
I don't know if I'm comfortable.
It is made of scale. Well, kind of.
It's made of death.
And scale.
Good enough skin. Yeah, I suppose I'm just gonna try to clear a little spot on the ground, try to make it comfortable, and just kind of keep my ghost friend here. I can't call it a familiar because technically it's not mechanically a familiar.
As you go to bed, it kind of begins to coil itself around you to create essentially a makeshift cage of its own body, protecting you from the outside.
No animal will eat me to death in my sleep now.
Can it have conversations yet?
It's rank 2, so theoretically it can.
That would also mean that would need to know language, which that's the part that I'm unsure of, if it would know language.
I will teach the language.
What a good father.
You've just turned this into My Fair Lady, haven't you?
We have to homeschool a dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon. Neolithic edition.
Alright, though. Well, since Igor is going to sleep, we'll just time skip and have him awaken the next day.
Okay. Then, well, step 2 now is we need to figure out how to kill the contagion. But I'm not convinced we can do that alone, so we're not going to try. So, I have to I guess, ask question out of character. Igor was, the death guy in the village. He was the ghost person.
Mhm.
Am I familiar with ghosts occasionally coming back through the gates after drinking from the rivers?
What rivers?
I mean, okay, the streams.
Water.
What stream?
The ocean.
They do it.
There's very little land. It's mostly ocean.
Okay, we're very early then.
We had discussed this already.
It's receding, but
yeah,
it's not.
I thought it was receding and the streams were starting to trickle, but never mind. I'm not going to pull up Dark Arrows to argue right now.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's no argument here. Even if there are streams, it would be such a rare occurrence.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Well, I suppose that means more spells then. So, I have to ask a question mechanically that I just noticed. It has to do with the Celesti stuff. So, per the second rank of, I guess, the Celesti stuff here, whatever, the wielding paradox, you can spend your controlled paradox successes to add them to someone else's roll, or where is it?
Of what, 2 that you've contained within your pattern?
Yeah, at the moment. I could have sworn never mind. Apparently, I misread it somewhere.
All right.
I can use them. Yeah. So we'll just have to cast a spell normally. So essentially, I am trying to now buff it again with basically Quicken Ghost to increase its attributes, and then more specifically the reach effect of increasing its rank by 1.
All right. Give that
So-
roll.
This is a dangerous roll.
They're all dangerous rolls.
This is quite the danger. Well,
What's the paradox?
let me double check because I didn't think I'd get to this point tonight. Duration. Ooh. I don't like this.
I like this.
I don't like this.
I like this a lot.
Alright. Well. I don't think I can do it with this dice pool. I don't think.
Are you missing something, or are you just lacking in dice?
I'm just lacking. I have a dice pool of 3 with willpower.
Whoa.
Don't.
I have to.
You are broke. You are broke. Sit your broke butt down somewhere, okay?
If I turn the duration down from not a year to like something more reasonable, like a week or something, it'll just be something I have to.
Just do it for an hour and see how it goes.
I'm already doing it for 3 hours.
That's you 3 hours.
The problem with casting spells on this ghost is because he's size 40, so I have to cast a spell that can affect a size 40 creature.
Why didn't you start with a cat? It's like size 2.
Because that's not as cool.
That's not as cool. And I'll look at you with your broke dice. Go sit your broke butt down in the twilight, all right? Knock it off. No more.
Calmir's words come back to mind. You hunt the squirrel before the bear.
And he got a dragon.
He didn't buy
Should've
the
gone for the
picture.
size 1.
A squirrel is not quite as intimidating, though. You know.
Stop being greedy. This is where your greed led you. Stop it.
Igor's virtue is ambitious,
Yes,
hasty.
and-
So this is in
I
character.
think you should let him. Yeah.
That's the gentleman version of greedy. Ambition, greed. Stop that.
Oh no.
No, you should let
Catalina's
him do it.
letting him.
and unfortunately, he doesn't have wisdom anymore.
I swear, if I get whiplash too, I'm gonna be mad. I am happy with my rank in life. If this affects her in any way, IRL, I'm gonna find you. I'm going to find you.
All right, hold on. I can gamble.
Isn't this what you've been doing so far?
No, it won't. It wouldn't even matter because I'd still have to.
So
No, we're just gonna do it for a week. Dice pool of 7 with willpower. Here we go.
what's the paradox?
1.
Normal one or chance die one?
1. There's my gnosis. So
Ain't it?
I don't think I can do anything with it because it's only 1. But
And by contain it, I don't mean actually contain it.
you know what? I'll just put it in my pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, so dice pool of 7. Here we go. Cost of mana as well. Okay, so it's rank 3 and I buff its attributes by 5 total, I think, as well as giving it another Unumia.
This thing becomes more defined.
I'm kind of like waiting. So I can just start like moving around, but I don't know what the rest of the party is going to be doing, so you know, we'll figure out where we are. We're going to fly. Presumably I can like sit on its back.
It's materialized. It's solid.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some scouting around this region because this isn't home. I need to know what we're dealing with. Looking for rivers, mountains, coastline, etc.
As you break through the trees, you suddenly realize how much of a tall order that is. Because, well, it's a massive, and I mean just absolutely massive jungle. Anything that is not considerable in size, you still can't see through the trees. Like, you're able to make out the Amazon River, just how massive that is.
Do I see like the ziggurat or that other village?
The other village, no, you do not see. The ziggurat, yes, it does stand in somewhat of a clearing around, so it is a noticeable eyesore.
Okay.
But I feel like that's a good point to put you for right now and go back
The
to
other
the
option
others.
was trying to use space to track them down, just to spook them, but I am like a day ahead of them, so...
Yeah.
Yes. So, we are back to the 4.
So I overheard them discussing whether or not to take this thing or pieces of this thing.
Yes.
So you're going to hear a voice above you. Why not just take the pieces that have already been taken?
Me, me.
They've been ground to dust, haven't they?
I mean, sometimes there's larger fragments that come about, but most of the time it was just dust. However, of course, all the ones that are currently passing through are getting a handful of air and nothing more.
Yeah. No, at that point of just hearing the voice, first thing is just going to be notching an arrow. And
Easy.
You
Came
still,
by.
still can't see him.
Oh, that's right. I
you
can't
at
see
least
him.
recognize the voice.
Shit.
You should. You've been traveling with Kalmir long enough that his voice is at least somewhat familiar.
Okay, yeah, so again, then having realised sort of as he says more, just calming, and yeah, it's more being caught off guard.
Yeah. So I didn't actually see you cock an arrow because I can't see you.
No. And then eventually,
Yes.
Kalmir.
Gilgamesh. So if they're taking a bunch of it away, why not just take that from them?
Most of it's dust, more or less worthless.
Can't put it back together?
At this point, at least Gilgamesh is going to look at Catalina, realise that Catalina can't see him looking to.
Can I hear Kalmir?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah.
Always the smart one, Kalmir.
I try.
Maybe we can put it back together, but how much time would that take? Effort, energy, and that's if we can even put it back together. As we've seen before, sometimes you can't put things back together.
It's not in its current state.
Zira is worried about this is something natural. However, these aren't animals. These aren't human. They are taking something natural, but they themselves are not natural.
Looking at the crystal, I don't think it's natural, per se.
It's a good thought. Can I cast Web of Life? Just do that real quick.
You might want to, be human.
I can't cast when I'm a bird.
You can't
Okay.
use any. You can't use high speech or anything.
Yeah, you would need to be able to speak to use high speech, but I
Yeah.
think you can still cast.
Yeah, I
Unless-
should.
Okay.
What were you going to say, Pooter?
I was just say, if she turned her mind into a hummingbird, she wouldn't really be having this conversation.
Yes, I wouldn't be able to do anything, which is like, okay, now you're grabbing at strings and nitpicking. Come on.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Give me your roll. No high speech, obviously, though.
Okay.
So as she's casting, if these are the same things that we saw down with the creature, why does it want this artifact dust? We should at least stop the flow, right? stop them from bringing it all the way back?
For the time being, they weren't. But
I still see a trail over there.
if we can remove it by the time they realise it's gone, it'll already be too late. At least that's by line of reasoning. However, Zira has concerns that moving it might cause some kind of unseen situation.
Yeah, I noticed it's been rippling as they've been grabbing it. That's not probably not good? I mean, I don't recognize what it is. Does it look at a game? Does it look like it could be similar to the artifact that
It just looks like a massive version of it. Obviously, the shards that the ones actually did get a hold of, they look much more similar to the actual artifacts. So what Torador had was probably something that was collected. Ideal, maybe even from this very one, for all you know. But there's also a chance that not so much.
Okay. I mean, it looks similar supernally to that other artifact.
I think. Oh, sorry. Out of game. I think I have a spell where I can see an outcome.
Yes.
Yeah, but so you're the futuristic one, right?
Time Mage.
Well, fate.
Oh, Fate, that's right.
Fate?
Yeah.
Fate is time?
No, Fate and Time.
Yeah, she has
And
both of
time.
them.
Okay.
So yeah, Gilgamesh's plan, essentially, if it goes, the idea is just to basically run into it and just knock it into the jungle. Can
I'm
you
trying to look for the spell that allows me to see.
precognition?
Is that what it's called?
So are you voicing that plan, Gilgamesh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick,
I'm-
clean, hopefully easy.
Also, side note, life spell? Other than us?
These creatures obviously teem with millions upon millions of living things, but don't seem to be alive themselves.
And what about the crystal? Any...
Nothing.
Okay. Alright.
Well, have you tried touching it or pushing it yet? It's just floating there.
I was gonna fly over there and I wanted to actually sit on it, but I didn't know if those things would see me because you guys are invisible and I'm not.
You're a bird. Maybe they
But-
don't care about birds.
Maybe.
You're also
but
faster than them because they're just shambling. You can just fly up.
a lot of things are happening, so I took a pause. I didn't want to just do something and all of a sudden you guys stop being invisible and, cause and effect and other stuff. I'm trying to not just do stuff on the random. Believe it or not, I am trying. Trying to think about other people, okay?
So serendipity says reveal what course of action will bring you closer to your goal.
You could, what level of time do you have as well?
Time I have just one. My fate is 2. Time is 1. Yeah.
Oh. Time 1. Yeah, you could do precognition with time 1 as well. The mage can see the subjects. Oh wait, precognition is past. My bad. Never mind.
That's post-cognition, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
postcognition.
pre and post.
Divination. Ask a general question regarding the future with an answer of yes or no or irrelevant. +1, you can get a more specific answer.
Mm,
Who is she asking?
This is time magic.
Yeah, so that spell, like, is she asking you? Okay, you in specific. Okay, I thought she had like a deity or something going on.
Out of game, she's actually a storyteller. In game, it's more like she's looking at the different time threads and which one leads to where.
Thank you.
So do you want to go ahead and cast divination?
Is that the one where I asked the question?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I know what I want to ask. I only get one chance, one time to ask. All right, what do I need to roll?
It'll be Gnosis plus Arcana, so that would be a total of... What's your Gnosis?
My gnosis is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So that's 6 dice plus high speech, which 8. Yeah.
Could she use the area as a location yantra?
If she wishes to, yes.
What does that mean?
9.
9 dice.
Oh,
There is something there.
I got 3 successes.
3 successes. What's the question? Also, while you think of that, Kalmir,
Yes.
you heard Catalina's voice. You're very well aware of her nimbus. This is not her nimbus, or at least a nimbus you've never seen before.
Also, I'm not familiar with that mask.
No.
Okay. Out of game, that was.
Yeah. You caught on what this was, so...
Yeah.
Yes.
Out of game, is it a shadow name? No, it's something. Okay. Something. Let me read the book.
But yes, this is...
Later, okay.
Quickly read the book, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
So my mage sight, I suppose, would be purple, but it goes, huh? What?
Yes.
New person?
What is your question, Catalina?
if we push, pull, or in any way completely remove the stone, are there any What's the final question?
Is this a yes or no answer or a...
It'll be a yes or no answer. Yes, no, or irrelevant.
Okay. So just word it appropriately.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
Got this.
Will it disturb the natural order?
No.
All right, that's all we need. All right, Zira, for your comfort.
Mimi.
Little
I just
hump.
adores your voice.
I can't understand you, but I'm hoping you can understand me, odd little bird. Removing the stone right now will not cause any sort of unnatural harm. However, we've already seen them chipping away at it is doing something negative. The way I see it, we're actually doing some good here.
She flashes green and purple.
I'm sorry, do we have another wise here? Did we find a new one? I
You'll
don't
see.
recognize that nimbus.
Gilgamesh, I think you said you had an idea of how to remove it? Or how do you think we should remove it?
I'm really tempted just to go for it. There's no. Don't ask me what plan. Don't ask me what plan B is because I don't have a plan A. It's.
I mean, if you want to just tackle it, I have a buff up spell, I think.
That's the spirit. That's the ideas. I approve full-hearted, even though I'm probably taking a nap right now.
I'm going full Indiana Jones and making it up as I go along. So yeah, I'm just gonna see a load of footprints kind of make their way off, and then probably the dum 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 dum, and just throw myself into the side of it.
Give me strength plus athletics, I think is the roll that I would want here.
Oh, I'm quite.
Now I'm glad I did invisibility. I'm so glad I did invisibility.
However, this is definitely going to, since he's interacting with something, this is going to make him.
Visible.
It hurts.
And loud.
It hurts a lot as you kind of shove your body into it. It kind of shifts somewhat in the air, but unfortunately, you kind of just slide off of it. Not a. It's more like he tried to grab it, but you know he didn't get a good grip, and it's a little too heavy, so heavier than he expected.
I'm gonna fly up after him.
Not his brightest idea.
I'm gonna fly up in a panic and just like sit on a crystal, just look down at him like.
So I saw footprints and heard a thunk, maybe an
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful idea. Mind if I take a crack at it?
I'm
gonna
guess.
I'm
If you
gonna
want to sing yourself.
Well, there's a.
cast telekinesis.
All right. All right.
Uh-oh. The storyteller made a face.
Everyone caught sight of that.
I mean, you are casting a spell on Atlantean object.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your point? Where's that? There it is, level 3.
You summoned a dragon. Sit your butt down.
Yeah.
You just upped everybody, okay? Ain't no one's gonna reach your level. Calm down.
I'll do it again.
I bet you would.
Go ahead. Give me the roll.
Yeah, I'm putting stuff in here. Go touch it, quick casting, advanced duration.
Casting. Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Simple roll. 15 dice. Oh, 5 successes! Exceptional.
All right. I'm gonna roll.
What is that?
So, as you cast your spell goes off. You can tell that it went off perfectly. However, instead of the effect you would have suspected, it being pushed and start rolling, towards the jungle edge, it's just not there.
It just disappeared?
Catalina, you still have your mage sight up?
Yeah.
What you saw was permeations through time, almost like something entered it, and what it looks like is went back into the past. And then you see the item move in the past, essentially, from the best you can tell.
It disappeared. That wasn't supposed to happen. I was just supposed to move it.
Did I disappear as well? Because I was sitting on it.
I mean, you're gonna fall unless you start flapping your wings.
Okay, cool. I'm thinking like I just got zapped. I'm having a panic attack. Okay, cool. Yeah, flap.
No, it didn't disappear.
Is my spell still active? It's a duration-based spell, so it's up for a year, technically.
What?
All right, so you're gonna push it for a year?
Had control over it. I get no penalties up for a year.
Okay, yes, your spell is still active, but what is the range of your spell?
It doesn't give range. Let me see.
Wait, your spell's active for a year?
Yes.
No, your spell's no longer active.
What? Okay.
Has time?
You haven't cast it yet.
What?
No.
Does it feel like it ran out?
Yes.
Did he get his, like, can he cast it again?
There's no target for it unless he targets something else.
Yeah, I can't see it because it's not here, and my spell ran out. It was supposed to last a lot longer than that, but it like literally ran its duration out. A
Yes.
year in a second.
It didn't disappear. It moved, but not in the sense that we understand. Quite frankly, I don't quite understand it
Where
fully
did it
either.
move to? Can you tell that?
Where or when did it move? That's the
Yeah.
better question. Where or when?
I can tell that it moved to the past. Storyteller?
Moved in the past, right?
For those that are having a little bit of trouble, I will go ahead and, as the storyteller, explain this real quick. Spell went off successfully 10 years in the past.
So I moved it in the past.
So it's still it's exactly where your spell would have moved it. It's just been sitting there for 10 years now.
So where is it?
Where did I move it to?
Well, you used telekinesis and pushed it. So
Telekinesis stays until I move it.
wherever you would have moved it to, it's been sitting there for 10 years.
Okay.
Where did you move
What was
it?
our goal for moving this?
Yes, this is
just into the jungle where it's like theoretically hidden.
so essentially when you cast it, your spell went off perfectly fine. It's just because of the way time magic works around it, it technically absorbed the spell and caused the spell to hit it 10 years ago. So yes, your year duration is up. It was up
Okay.
9 years ago.
Where did
Yes.
My brain hurts.
My keys. Where's my keys?
No, I understand how it works. I understand what happens. I'm just
Right.
trying to explain.
Where it is now.
Yes.
Where you put it.
10
Where did
years.
I put
Do
it?
you have a memory of 10 years ago where you put it?
Do I?
You would technically, so that's why I'm waiting for you to actually say it as the player.
Okay.
But it was
So-
10 years ago. Think back.
Where would I have put it 10 years ago? I'm asking out of game the group. Where did you want to put it?
Okay, so technically you would be in our jungle and just walking around and just like poof. So
No. All of a sudden, just a spell came out of nowhere and hit this crystal like it was 10 years ago. Which also means you have to have enough room for a tree to be felled for this thing to...
and what is it?
It's the old form.
Was big tree. There's a big tree in Amazon. I forgot the name. I actually like it.
Would I have put it back into the campground, or did you have another place you wanted it that you would have told me
it's in
10
the-
years ago?
I mean, it would be in our sanctuary. I mean, Gilgamesh. If you see a big old floating crystal thing.
We didn't know each
Yeah,
other 4 years ago.
I
You
would...
could have taken it all the way
the
to
river.
You could have taken it all the way to the camp with telekinesis. Yes,
could
that's
have,
where
yeah.
that's where it will be.
If that's where you would have directed me to put it, then that's where I would have put it. Right?
And if that's the case, then all of a sudden, both Zira and Gilgamesh will have memories of this gigantic crystal in their camp. And it's been there
And
for...
then yeah. Okay.
You realize this is gonna get real messy now that this has happened.
Oh, this
Okay.
is great.
And
I love
then
time like
the tribal
Culture
village
events.
people are all looking like, "Hey, we got a crystal," and then Aztec hard time.
Does your village know about your camp?
Oh,
They do now.
well, yeah. I mean, like they go hunting, they see a big old thing, they're gonna come to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You literally
I have-
rewrote a bit of history there.
Yeah,
I have-
you just rewrote history.
Which begs the question: why are we here?
I Yes, I have some odd memories that I put it in your camp area.
And then all of a sudden you're like, wasn't it? Wait, it wasn't always there.
Oh.
This is
I don't know.
So how does this retcon memory work? Does Igor now remember it being there?
only if he would think about it, but right now he's probably not thinking.
Yeah, probably
He's
not.
sleeping.
Yeah, he's asleep.
As far as you're concerned, it's always been there. Ours is the camp with the big weird time crystal in the middle of it.
Yep.
So then now I'm thinking, wait, why did Catalina need to go find a new one? Wait a minute, well, they're
Well,
no good now.
See, the way I'm dealing with this is you guys have both sets of memories.
Mhm.
Oh,
So now,
okay.
now you're just kind of questioning which ones.
Which one's real?
Yeah.
So, back to your camp,
Yeah.
where it's always been for quite a few years. Not here.
Totally. Yeah. Let's go back. Oh wait, I'm a bird. I'm gonna start flying. I'm gonna start flying home, just like a confused beep.
On the way, I'll pick up Zira's clothes.
What are the Shamblers doing?
Oh.
They're not even here anymore.
That's
Yeah, would they even our camp? Oh, no. Oh,
They move along with the rock.
no. Can we reverse the reverse? Can we not set it in our home?
I mean, we've only been gone for what, 2 hours?
But now 10 years passed and they've been busy collecting the
We've been at the
crystals for
camp
3
since.
days.
We've been
Looking-
at the camp since
looking
then? I
around.
don't know. Oh,
no.
Looking around.
Looking around. Okay. Time shenanigans are weird here because just whenever you mess with time, things get weird, and I'm not doing your typical that I'm following this methodology when it comes to my time magic. So yes, you moved it 10 years ago. However, it did not necessarily affect the present outside of that particular thing. So the scaffolding is still there. The shambling corpses are still trying to collect thin air because they still see the hallucination.
Okay.
Okay, so they're there. They're there. We're heading home. They're not there.
They're not there.
Okay.
I hope that spell lasts. Or else they're gonna sense it and come charging.
Oh.
My head hurts.
Just as a final thing to really add some.
Don't say your spell runs out. Don't you dare say that.
No.
Don't you dare.
This is just see if I can do this.
He didn't cast a spell.
Oh, just on the way out. Just walking away. I'm going to do a sort of a little. A little bit of so where they're walking away with the what they believe to be powdered crystal, I would like to use a co-location.
To follow them?
No, I want to put them back into that. Have we ever seen the ocean from where we are?
That's dependent upon your character. It is within traveling distance, so there's a possibility. So if you want to say you have, then you have.
Yeah, we'll just from where they go back into the jungle with the powder. I want to put a co-location and just overlap it with the ocean.
Do you have a sympathetic yantra? I think that requires, because you can't see the ocean from here, right?
No, you wouldn't be
It's
able
more of
to.
having a concept of where it is. That
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Mage the Awakening, 2nd edition, Insten Nergal, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, consider what mysteries are best left unsolved.